Welcome to this tutorial and demo video on analytics consumption within Cast Highlight. As a quick reminder, Cast Highlight is a software intelligence solution for performing rapid application portfolio analysis. It includes a number of capabilities such as measuring software health, cloud readiness, performing software composition analysis, and detecting manipulation of private data patterns. It is a SaaS solution that's simple to use, cost-effective, and deployed in a non-intrusive manner. The four key use cases supported by Cast Highlight include application rationalization, or identifying opportunities across a portfolio for retirement or consolidation or investment. Cloud migration, or segmenting and prioritizing applications across a portfolio for modernization and migration to cloud. Open source risk management, or performing software composition analysis to identify risks associated with the use of open source software, such as vulnerabilities or IP licensing risks. And finally, technology due diligence, especially in scenarios such as a merger or an acquisition. Here on the Cast Highlight homepage, we can access a series of dashboards and reports that are generated from two primary inputs. First, the source code scan, and second, a series of qualitative surveys that can be answered for each application. These three main tiles that you see at the top of the homepage are related to three of the core use cases for Cast Highlight. First, software health measures the overall health of an application and the entire portfolio based on software engineering industry best practices. Second, cloud readiness measures how ready an application or a portfolio of applications is to be migrated to the cloud in a cloud native state. And finally, open source safety measures how safe applications or portfolio is related to the use of open source. All of these measures are on a scale of 0 to 100. In the portfolio that we're going to view today, we have onboarded 204 applications. Down below here, we have a quick portfolio insight section, where very quickly you can get a snapshot on the most business critical applications, the applications that use the largest maintenance teams, the most complex applications, and the best candidates for cloud migration based on the Cloudready index. First, we'll drill into the software health capability. There are three underlying health measures that make up software health: software resiliency, software agility, and software elegance. Resiliency is a measurement of reliability or robustness, or another way to think about it is it's a measurement of how likely an application is to be prone to production issues in the short term, based on standard industry coding best practices. Agility is a measurement of how easy it is to upgrade or maintain an application. And elegance is a pure complexity measurement. Let's start with resiliency. On this dashboard, we have two axes. On the vertical axis, we have business impact on a scale of 0 to 100, and that's coming from a series of survey questions. On the horizontal axis, we have software resiliency, a measurement of reliability or robustness. And each of these icons or bubbles on the screen represent an application in the portfolio. The size of the bubble is currently set to the number of lines of code in each application. And the color coding is tied to the x-axis or horizontal axis of software resiliency. Green means good resiliency, orange in the middle, red is lower resiliency. This dashboard can be used to start making some smart decisions about an application portfolio. For example, in a scenario such as performing application rationalization and identifying opportunities for investment, optimization, retirement, and consolidation. For example, we could change what the size of the bubbles represents and change it to number of FTE supporting the application. Here, if we were to look in the lower right, for example, we see some larger bubbles that are lower on the business impact scale and high on the software resiliency scale. These could be opportunities where we could shift some of these resources to applications potentially in the upper left that have smaller development teams, are higher on the business impact scale, and lower on the software resiliency measurement. Just a simple example of how to use one of these dashboards to start making resource allocation or optimization decisions across large portfolios of applications. If I want to save one of these applications to look at a little bit further at some point in the future, I could simply click on it and then add it to my watch list. And then now it appears in my watch list and I could save it for further investigation later. Another dashboard that we'll look at is the Portfolio Demographics dashboard. This dashboard provides an inventory of all of the different technologies being used across a portfolio of applications, along with the various health scores that we were talking about on the previous dashboard. One example that demonstrates how this could be used for some quick insights, let's compare the C# code with the .NET code across the portfolio. In this case, we see the C# code in this portfolio represents about 29 applications, and they have a relatively high software resiliency score. It's over 85. However, if I go over and look at my .NET series of applications, representing about 22 applications in the portfolio, I see my resiliency is significantly lower. It's under 60. This could correlate to a number of situations. For example, maybe there's a training issue on the .NET technology side of things with my development teams. Or maybe we acquired these applications through an acquisition and we no longer have the resources in place that were originally supporting them in the past. Again, these are just some quick insights that could be developed at the portfolio level, and then we could drill in deeper down to individual applications to understand what's going on in more detail. This type of analysis can be used to understand adherence to enterprise standards, to validate outsourced ADM projects, and potentially identify training opportunities for the development organization. Another dashboard that we're going to take a look at is the Application Categories dashboard. This dashboard uses 4 of our metrics: resiliency, agility, elegance, and Cloudready, as well as business impact coming from surveys. And additionally, it segments each application of the portfolio into a category type. That information is also coming from a survey. It enables users to analyze a portfolio of applications by category. Additionally, each application is represented based on its typology, whether it's a custom application, integration code, commercial off-the-shelf, or customized commercial off-the-shelf software. Our user can zoom into any of these categories to go a little deeper. For example, if we zoom into this category, we might identify that there are multiple applications in this same category, some of them that have higher resiliency scores than others, and maybe we could identify opportunities for potential consolidation or retirement of applications that are redundant and some that are potentially less healthy than other applications performing the same function. Next, we'll go to the software maintenance dashboard. The software maintenance dashboard compares the recorded maintenance effort for each application and across the portfolio with the recommended maintenance effort based on the Kokomo 2 model. Here is another opportunity to identify opportunities for optimization of resources, as you may find applications that are using up more resources than the recommended amount of resources. The Trends dashboard allows us to monitor various metrics of a portfolio over time. Each data point on this chart represents a different snapshot or code scan of the applications across the portfolio. This is available for all of the health metrics, as well as code size, maintenance, cloud readiness, and open source safety. The software composition dashboard allows us to analyze an entire portfolio based on open source risks and other metrics. It includes screens that compare business impact with open source safety, component views, vulnerability views, and license risk views. Check out our much more in-depth tutorial demo video on software composition analysis to understand these capabilities in much more detail. The Cloudready dashboard is another core dashboard for Cast Highlight, and on this decision matrix, we have cloud readiness on the horizontal axis and business impact on the vertical axis. This is a great dashboard for segmenting and prioritizing large portfolios of applications for cloud migration. We also have another more in-depth tutorial demo video on the cloud readiness capabilities. Check that one out to go much deeper on this specific capability. Cast Highlight also provides you the ability to create custom dashboards. You can define the vertical and horizontal axes. You can also label each of the quadrants in the dashboard. It includes all of the metrics available across Cast Highlight. And here's a couple of simple custom dashboard examples that demonstrate other ways of looking at cloud readiness or monitoring for troubled projects. The last dashboard we're going to dive into deeper at the portfolio level includes the application results dashboard. This dashboard is useful for performing advanced filtering. For example, what if you were looking for applications across a large portfolio that had the highest software resiliency, agility, elegance, and cloud readiness? You could simply enter those filters and automatically segment the portfolio to find those applications. I have now automatically filtered in a few seconds my portfolio of over 200 applications down to 2 applications that look like really strong cloud migration candidates that are also extremely healthy applications. That's just a simple example of using the application results dashboard. The export button in Cast Highlight supports a few different formats, including CSV, XML, and PowerPoint. There's also a public REST API available for Cast Highlight that allows users to integrate all of the metrics you're viewing here on the Cast Highlight dashboard into third-party tools and systems. The PowerPoint export can be for an entire portfolio or for a subset of applications based on the applications you have selected in your watch list. It automatically generates PowerPoint slides for executive level presentations and includes PowerPoint libraries so that each slide is editable. It's not simply just a graphical image. There's a series of other portfolio level dashboards that we're not going to go through in this demonstration, but you can browse at your convenience. They include the health factor mapping dashboard for analyzing short and mid-term software health risks, the health distribution dashboard for analyzing the distribution of health metrics across the various technologies represented in the portfolio, the technical debt dashboard for analyzing technical debt that's built up across a portfolio and within applications, the application links dashboard for analyzing inter-app dependencies, which we dive into deeper in our more in-depth cloud readiness tutorial demo video, the keyword scan dashboard, which analyzes specific keywords often used for identifying manipulation of sensitive data. We'll show an example of this at the application level in a few moments, and the custom indicators dashboard, where portfolio managers can create custom indicators to be used in custom dashboards within Cast Highlight. Now we're going to leave the portfolio level view and drill into one specific application. I have now left the portfolio level view and I'm viewing one specific application now. I can see I have a lot of the same scores and metrics that I had to the portfolio level, but now these are for this one specific application. Let's browse a few of the tabs available at the application level. First, we have the Overview tab, which gives me my top level scores for this specific application, including my software health scores, Cloudready, open source safety, business impact, as well as some custom indicators that have been developed for this portfolio. At this dashboard, I could see how each of these scores ranks this application relative to the rest of the portfolio. The Survey tab shows all of the surveys and the questions that have been answered for this application, including surveys such as application properties, business impact, and a series of other surveys. These first 4 surveys are the default out-of-the-box surveys that come with Cast Highlight, but there's also the ability to create custom surveys. Custom surveys and questions can be added by portfolio managers when configuring campaigns. The Health Distribution tab shows the risk by health factor, such as resiliency, agility, and elegance, broken up by technology. So we can see here how within each application, the relative health metrics at the technology or programming language level. The Code Insights tab provides improvement opportunities, specific code alerts, and opportunities for improving the scores of this application, or more importantly, improving the practices that coding teams are using across the portfolio. These are organized by health factor, which includes resiliency, agility, and elegance, and it's also organized by the technology used within the application. Clicking on any question mark next to any of these code alerts brings us to the Cast Highlight knowledge base. In the Cast Highlight knowledge base, we can gather more information on this specific code alert, how to potentially improve on this code alert, and specific recommendations, along with how Cast Highlight is detecting this specific pattern. It's important to understand that Cast Highlight is not designed to be a remediation tool. It's designed to provide a rapid portfolio assessment as well as insights at the application level to identify opportunities for improvement and practices that can be optimized across a portfolio of applications. All of these insights can also be exported to Excel. The Benchmark tab allows us to compare scores within this application to other applications in the portfolio represented by these yellow icons, or applications in the broader Cast Highlight benchmark represented by these lighter gray icons. This can be segmented using various dimensions such as the technology and some of the survey questions. The Keywords tab is a configurable report that automatically scans through the source code and identifies specific patterns. Portfolio managers can configure this portion of the scan for scenarios such as identifying manipulation of sensitive data, such as privately identifiable information. The scan can apply a weighting to different keywords and patterns, and you can drill into these specific keywords to understand exactly where in the source code at the file level that each of these occurrences are happening. The Software Composition tab allows us to drill deeper in open source risks for this application. This could include security vulnerabilities, potential license compliance issues, or identifying obsolete components that are out of date or no longer supported. Check out our much more in-depth software composition analysis tutorial demo video to understand these capabilities in much more detail. The Cloudready tab helps us drill into the cloud readiness of an application. This includes a combination of data coming from a Cloudready survey as well as a Cloudready code scan. Here below are the survey questions, and here's the code scan data that's identifying blockers and boosters that are associated with this application and generate the Cloudready score. Check out our much more in-depth cloud readiness tutorial demo video to understand this capability in much more detail. In summary, Cast Highlight is a software intelligence solution for performing rapid portfolio analysis on hundreds of applications in less than a week. It combines objective technical code insights coming from a source code scan with qualitative business context coming from surveys. This enables you to improve application rationalization, accelerate cloud migration, and better manage open source risk, ultimately making smarter decisions. Thank you for watching this tutorial video demonstration on analytics consumption within Cast Highlight.